Welcome back to yet another session of Learning Simplified. In today's session, let's try to understand what a UPI VPA or Virtual Private Address is. It's better known as the UPI ID and how it is different from an UPI number. So let's understand the use case. So myself as a sender or a remitter, I have an account with Canara Bank. That's the sender's bank. And I want to send some funds to my friend who has an account at ICICI Bank. And the receiver, in this case Geeta, my friend, has shared her virtual private address, which is Geeta at the rate ICICI. No account number IFSC code has been shared. It's only the UPI address of Geeta at the rate ICICI which has been shared. Now to go about it, I first need to install an UPI app on my phone using a third-party provider or an app from my bank. In this case, I choose to go with not with the app provided by my bank, which is Canara Bank, but I went with a third-party application provider or TPAP, which is Google Pay in this case. So I installed Google Pay, which is a TPAP, and from the app, I tried to figure out my bank name and account number. So from the selection, I will choose Canara Bank and choose the account number. I need to get the OTP and other details to authenticate my bank account number. So once that's done, the next step is to choose the UPI ID or the VPA. So I am given four choices, and these choices are because GPay as a TPAP has partnered with these four banks: SBI, ICICI, Axis, and HDFC. So I chose HDFC. So the VPA which has been given to me is V-H-1 at the rate OK HDFC. Dash 1 probably because V-H has been already taken up. Now, why GPay as a TPAP have to hook up with these? Because GPay is a third-party application provider and does not have a payments license to hook up to NPCI servers. So it has to go through an intermediary, one of these four banks which they have partnered with. And these banks are known as PSPs or payment service providers. So in this case, GPay has teamed up with these four partners. So I chose HDFC as the gateway or the PSP for my bank account number, which is in Canara Bank. So although I have a Canara Bank account number, the VPA which I get is V-H-1 at the rate OK HDFC because HDFC is the chosen PSP for me from GPay. And what is an UPI number? What we saw earlier was the UPI ID or the VPA. Now, in 2021, NPCI felt the need for a unique number across the complete ecosystem of the banking landscape. One unique number which will identify the account number, IFSC code, and the bank name. So they came up with something known as the UPI number, a 8 or a 9-digit number, or could be your 10-digit phone number, which will uniquely identify your account number. So this also you have a choice to set it up. Same app, apart from the account number, I can choose a UPI number, something which I can easily remember. Could be my car registration number or my date of birth and year. So this is an UPI number. So if I give this UPI number to any of my colleague or friends, they will be able to make a payment by punching in this UPI number. So this doesn't require an at the rate handle because it is unique across all TPAPs, all PSPs, and all banks. So some examples of TPAPs and their partner PSP banks. There are 40 TPAPs currently. So if you look at Google Pay, they have these four PSPs and they have a handle like Axis Bank has got at the rate OK Axis. PhonePe has tied up with three S Bank, ICICI and Axis and their corresponding handles. So if you look at this, for Axis Bank Google Pay, it's at the rate OK Axis, whereas the same for PhonePe is the rate at the rate AXL. So they will not have the same handles. It depends on the TPAPs. Let's look at the different parties to a UPI transaction. The same transaction which I mentioned, let's assume that I need to send funds to Geeta. In this case, now I have got a UPI handle. So I use GPay as the TPAP and because I have chosen @ OK HDFC, the payment gets routed through HDFC's gateway. So HDFC now forwards this request to NPCI network. So NPCI has a routing table, but this is not getting used now. We will see where it gets used. So at this time, the sender PSP sends only the Geeta@ICICI number. The account number does not exist. NPCI then sends this request to the receiver's PSP, in this case ICICI. Why ICICI? Because the to address has @ICICI. And then this PSP will respond back saying that Geeta@ICICI corresponds to so and so account number and IFSC code. So once satisfied, NPCI will now debit my account with Canara Bank. And if the debit is successful, it will credit to my account in ICICI, to Geeta's account in ICICI Bank. And Geeta will get notified of the credit to her account number. So this completes the end-to-end flow. So in this case, I saw that you see that the translation of the VPA to the account number happened in the receiver's PSP. Why? Because it had a @ICICI handle which was passed here. Now, in which circumstances NPCI's routing table will be used? We come to that. So NPCI mappers are used in three cases. When you have an Aadhaar number for an Aadhaar authentication payment mechanism wherein the Aadhaar is unique, or it could be a mobile number, or it could be the UPI number which we spoke about. Because the UPI number is unique for the ecosystem, the mapping of the UPI number with the account number happens at NPCI. Has been a good learning session and helped you understand what is a virtual private address, where it is used, how it is used, and its difference with UPI ID. Thank you.